Rob.
And we are
Where it takes us.
In our video walking guides, you'll discover places of interest along the route, experience local landmarks, and learn some local history.
If you enjoy our video, please give us a like.
And don't forget, click the subscribe button to experience our other routes every step of the way.
Today we are in the North Somerset town of Clevedon, so stay watching to see where it takes us.
Our route starts here at the pump house in Clevedon. Use what three words, roses, darker, exists, for our exact location. We're looking out across the Marine Lake and Salthouse Bay towards the Victorian Clevedon Pier. The seafront runs for about half a mile from the pier to the Salthouse Field, with ornamental gardens, a Victorian bandstand, a bowling green, tennis courts, crazy golf and other amusements. The Marine Lake, once a Victorian swimming pool, is used for boating and for swimming. Salthouse Fields has a light railway around its perimeter and is used in the summer for donkey rides.
The Clevedon Lookout was built in 1835 by Ferdinand Beeston, who owned the salt house. Later it was acquired by the Finzel's family, who were wealthy sugar traders, and built the impressive Clevedon Hall, originally Frankfurt Hall, with their profits. The Finzel's family used this lookout to enjoy views over the Bristol Channel and watch ships making their way into the harbour from Jamaica.
We leave the pump house and follow the route around Poets Walk, a footpath around Waynes Hill and Church Hill. The upper town contains many other footpaths through parks and wooded areas laid out in the 19th century. The name recalls poets who visited Clevedon, including Coleridge in 1795 and Tennyson in 1834. The local nature reserve covers Church Hill and Waynes Hill and includes grassland, coastal scrub and woodland. So now we'll make our way up to St Andrew's Church and the RAF Lookout Station at the top of Waynes Hill. So here we are at St Andrew's Church and Graveyard. Parts of the original 12th century church you can see remain, with 14th and 15th century additions. The church and graveyard overlook the Bristol Channel and it has been designated as a Grade 1 listed building. St Andrew's was used as the filming location to depict the local parish church in all three episodes of the popular crime drama Broadchurch. We enter the church via the porch and the south door. The porch is the late 15th century addition to the church. Just inside the outer door on the east side is a bell, which was cast in a foundry in Frome in 1695. As we head to the high Gothic arch at the front of the nave, this is the gateway to the oldest part of the building, the crossings, and the chancel, which go back to Norman times. The chancel is undoubtedly the oldest remaining part of the church. The original Norman windows in the north and south walls were replaced by the current ones in the 15th century. At the south side of the western chancel arch stands a brass lectern, introduced in the 20th century, which holds the current church Bible. In the north wall of the nave are two memorial plaques of the soldiers of Clevedon who fell in the two world wars, along with a book of remembrance. The most famous of the memorials must surely be that of Arthur Henry Hallam, who was a very great friend of Alfred Lord Tennyson. He had been in love with Tennyson's sister. In memory, Tennyson wrote the epic poem In Memoriam A.H.H. Here we are at the RAF Lookout Station. There's not much remains these days, but as you can see, it gives a commanding view across the valley and out across the Bristol Channel. During the Second World War, Luftwaffe aircraft used the Bristol Channel as a navigation aid to find and attack Avonmouth, which was a really important port during the war. The lookout station was also used to identify unusual shipping and German submarines making their way up the channel towards Avonmouth. Now we've reached the site of a Palmerstonian battery, a fortified emplacement for heavy guns, built in 1860 in response to the threat of French invasion. It was manned by the 1st Somerset or Clevedon Artillery Volunteers, who later became part Battery No. 9 of the Gloucester Artillery Volunteer Corps. 2 cannons originally stood here, with a commanding view out across the Bristol Channel. The battery ceased operations in 1908 when the National Volunteer Force was disbanded and the Territorial Force was established. The Clevedon Home Guard used this site during World War II. There are no remains of Captain Mannering and his team here anymore.
Blind Yeo is a man-made channel constructed in 1949 to help alleviate flooding issues in the Ken Valley. The new channel leads from the Ken River near Kenmore Gate. Check out our video on the Starfish site to learn more about this area.
This part of the route is from Gullhouse Point to Woodspring Bay. The sea wall here, as you can see, has been built to protect the low-level marshland across Kenmore. It's a popular walk at the weekend along the raised sea defences. The path runs southwards for a way along the flats until it's blocked by a fence at the edge of private land. However, continuation is possible right at beach level as far as the mouth of the River Yeo, which is wide and muddy, but please do not attempt it. The tidal rise and fall here is incredibly high and the mudflats are incredibly dangerous. Low tide, 2 Second World War era shipwrecks are visible in Woodspring Bay. We've flown the drone out to the wrecks so you can see their remains, as it's not possible to reach them. They're resting on the side of a mud bank called Langford Grounds, with a flow of shallow water behind them. The larger of the 2 ships, SS Fernwood, is on the left with the 2 boilers visible, even from the shore. Historic England has listed SS Fernwood, the larger of the 2 vessels, at 1,892 tonnes. She was a British coal supply vessel, which from the outbreak of the Second World War was used as a coal storage hulk. The second of the wrecks, HMS Staghound, is located 140 metres away from HMS Fernwood and was destroyed off Torquay on the 27th of March 1942. Staghound was a 468-ton steamer originally requisitioned as a distilling ship for fresh water. After attack, she was raised and brought to Langford Grounds. Like HMS Fernwood, she was used for gunnery practice by personnel at St Thomas's Head Special Weapons Establishment, which you can just see on the end of the headland. Although we can't get to the river and the path is closed off, the pier-to-pier route has connected the towns of Weston, Clevedon and Portishead along parts of what was the Clevedon-Portishead Light Railway. It connected the 3 coastal towns along this edge of the river. It opened to Weston in 1897 and was extended to Portishead 10 years later and closed in 1940. Further up the river, the railway crossed on a bridge, the remains of which can still be seen today. This was the only substantial bridge on the line. Cast iron piers supported a steel lattice structure built in the 1880s. A wharf on the River Yeo was used to import coal from South Wales, mostly by sailing barges. The coal was offloaded by steam crane onto barges and derricks and taken away by the railway. The coast-to-coast path is due to open in spring 2024. Although the infrastructure all seems to be in place, there's no sign of the route opening, so keep checking the Woodspring District Council website to see when it finally opens.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our other routes and videos. If you have any suggestions for routes, then please put them in the comments below.